Good morning, Sri Lanka. Welcome to the show on a bright and early Tuesday morning. You're here with me, Amaya, and I have my co-host Banu with me. Good morning, Banu.
Good morning, Amaya.
And it's great to see you this morning. Now, when you speak about people who have recovered from tragedies, and when it comes to really taking the experience in life and then making something more out of it, and making something positive out of it, it's something that's very hard to do, isn't it? And
it is very hard, but I think what we need to learn from life is that when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. You need to take every criticism, every hardship that you actually occur to your life and convert it to something positive. And I think we have two role models who could be, I don't know, I have the right word to describe Amaya because it's so inspirational. The moment I heard that they're coming down, I was so excited because this is a great chance for us actually, Amaya and you, me, both of us on Good Morning Sri Lanka, to have a look at two persons who've had a tragedy in their lives, lost people who they love the most, and in the span of just 10 years, grow out of that in such a short period of time. A decade is not so long, and make themselves absolute superstars.
So on that note, we have two young British gents with us, or chaps, I should say. Is it chaps then? We have Rob and Paul Falken. Good morning, welcome to the show.
Good morning, thanks for having us on.
Good morning, how are you feeling?
Yeah, good, thank you. Yeah.
Morning people usually?
Yeah.
It was hard getting up this morning. Pretty early start
We've had a couple of cups of coffee, so we'll go.
Okay.
It's been 9 years since you landed finally in Sri Lanka. Any sort of difference that you see in the country?
Do you know what? It's kind of quite a distant memory, and it's something from when we were last here. We've kind of tried to block it out, sort of thing.
Yes.
Not in a, not anything against the country, but obviously our experience.
Yes.
But actually being back here, kind of now we're starting to get we were quite anxious to come back, but now we're starting to get a little more comfortable and kind of just confident being back over here. So
before we speak more about it, I think we need to give a background of what we're speaking about here, because we didn't really reveal it on the show. But let's tell us a little bit about yourselves and how you started out. You love traveling, I've heard.
Yeah.
So talk about your childhood and what brought you here.
So back in London when we were 13 and 11, self and Paul, along with our younger brother and sister, at the time went on holiday to India, and we went across there never really being to Asia before or anything like that, and then we had an incredible holiday, just experiencing new cultures, and we really enjoyed it. And when we came back, our parents asked us did we enjoy our holiday, and we all said playing cricket on the beach and getting involved with all that was going on here was great. So they literally just said, who fancies moving to India?
Wow.
Pulled us out of school in London.
I was 11 and you were 13.
So very young, and in England that was unheard of, to take your kids out of school, to not educate them.
So you guys did not do your A levels, is it?
No A levels, no university, anything. So
the University of Life, as you mentioned earlier,
where you enrolled. At this point right now, I know it is a blessing in disguise that you all are here right now, but at that point did you feel like you're not in the right path, maybe not being in university is getting the education system that the other kids were getting?
Not really. Offering us to go play cricket on the beach and
I know
things like that. Yeah, that was probably more appealing than sitting in a classroom.
Sri Lankans understand cricket. We know where you're coming from.
I know you love a bit of cricket. Yes. So we, it was for us, it was a unique opportunity. Just to get out there and explore the world and see what's happening in other cultures and countries was more appealing than sitting in a typical classroom format where you're just looking at a board and reading books. We were actually getting out there reading the books whilst exploring, or going to temples, or going to whatever it may be, revisiting history and learning along the way, but actually seeing it in real life.
So you visited a lot of underprivileged children back in India.
Yeah.
Started the journey in 2001. Tell us about that process and the journey that you started, Paul.
So, sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
You started your journey back in 2001. That's a pretty long time. From where did you origin on that we're going to talk about? Back in the days where you were in India.
Where we did in India?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we were in India, we spent a lot of time travelling around there. We did a lot of charity work as well, and saw a lot of the country. So we used to work in like children's homes and orphanages, and it was really good to see how like people are less fortunate and how lucky people are back in the UK. So it was really touching. We learned a lot from it.
But speaking about charitable causes, now you've come a long way since then. You've started up a cause of your own, which goes under the brand name of Gandhi's.
Yeah.
But let's talk about how it came to that point. Why did you start up Gandhi's, and what's the story behind it?
Well, for us, we've, as we mentioned, we've had a unique upbringing. So we kind of didn't just want to work in a typical corporate environment. We wanted to kind of build something based on our own beliefs and the education that we had and through our experiences. So we came up with the idea of selling flip-flops. It's what we travelled in. We spent a lot of time, myself and Paul, travelling over the last 10 years since the tsunami. And we just decided that it was the ideal way to kind of, try and create a social enterprise where we could give back, and we managed to get, after coming up with the idea, we managed to develop the products, and kind of out of our bedroom in London, we managed to get it into Selfridges and Topshop and ASOS and some of the biggest retailers in the world now, and we're starting to kind of get it all around the world. Just from starting with a simple idea, the idea is kind of, as we grow, we give back and try to work with as many different charitable projects, and this is why we're in Sri Lanka as well at the moment, in terms of a collaboration we've done with a big retailer, who the owner's actually Sri Lankan born as well.
I see.
And he owns Accessorize and Monsoon that are all around the world. We've just come up with a unique design and range that will be going in all his shops around the world, but through that we're funding some projects in Sri Lanka as well.
I see. Okay.
How did you come up with the brand name? There's a very interesting story behind it, I assume. Yeah.
Yes. So the brand name, basically in London, there's like an urban term that when you wake up after a night out, you have a mouth like Gandhi's flip-flops. So
I see.
The idea was then that
was yours when you got up. Yeah. So at that instant, it was instantaneous. You just got it and picked it, right?
Yeah, it was. I kind of played with the idea and kind of just thought about it, look into it a little bit further. But kind of, myself and Paul have both got a lot of energy, so rather than kind of sitting there and doing nothing, we were kind of back at home, and then just wanted to pursue the idea and started to develop it, and then kind of it started off we'll just try it out, but then before we knew it, it was just kind of rolling, and the momentum's just picked up.
And you started up this initiative quite recently, actually, comparatively. You said 19 months ago, was it?
Yeah.
All right. So what's the response been like so far?
It's been really good in terms of back in the UK and even around the world. The press have been really good to us. They've picked it up, and it's been out in all the magazines in the Middle East, in America. We were in a newspaper today in South Africa. So that, and that's been really good, and then the celebrities as well. So you've had the cricketers wearing them, tweeting, which has been really good.
So I think people might be unclear about exactly what is the charitable cause that that process behind purchasing a pair of Gandhi's flip-flops.
Okay.
So you can just enlighten us on what that is?
Yeah, no problem. So basically the idea is we give back 10% of the profit from what we make on the flip-flops, so that we can continue expanding and growing.
Okay.
And then we've actually also started our own foundation as well now, just because we've had a lot of people that want to kind of get behind what we're doing, and we've been offered book deals and things like that. So rather than kind of making money from the story, we've kind of said that money can go straight into our foundation, which will then go on projects that we kind of decide to work with. And again, we're looking at doing a big music concert for the anniversary. And we're currently talking to some pretty big global artists about putting that on, so that might be something that you guys all hear about at some point in the near future.
And there's a lot of degree of celebrity endorsement. Did you all intentionally do that, or did it go viral and through word of mouth?
So it's kind of gone. It's a bit of both. We've done music festivals, in which you come across a lot of the artists there. A lot of people have read about it in the media. it's kind of been a mix of all elements really. A lot of them have got behind us on the social networks, on Twitter, and we've had all sorts from like One Direction and Jessie J and kind of Richard Branson getting behind what we're doing. So that's really helped to kind of push what we're doing.
I think celebrity endorsement really promotes everything. We've got social media sites like Facebook and Twitter. Obviously you can really promote it, I assume.
Yeah, no, definitely. We put up a post ourselves that we were coming back to Sri Lanka,
and that got a lot of likes and shares, I heard.
Our Facebook page has gone through the roof.
Yeah, just mentioning that we were coming back here, how we've gone full circle, kind of, you know, what you mentioned earlier about kind of if you get a negative situation in life, don't let that hold you back. Try and make it a positive.
Exactly.
You know, even in the darkest moments, it might seem like you've lost everything, but then if you work hard and have a good attitude at the end of it, then potentially you'll find something good again.
You know, they always say it's always darkest before the dawn, and I think we really proved that point here. Going back to the fateful day, I really don't want to talk about it, but just to get the moment here on the show, going back to 26 December 2004, that moment where you saw your parents actually save your little brother and sister, and then it was a fateful day. You didn't see your parents afterwards, and you had to travel back to the United Kingdom, back to your home, and your relatives and your close friends were amazing. They were supportive. How did that help you? Because I know you've been a really close family throughout, and then suddenly by this split second everything goes haywire, everything goes different. How did that happen to change your lives?
Well,
I look at the positives from that. It's made us tougher as people, and it's made us like go on to do what we're doing now. So like this project we're out here, would we have given over 1,000 children education for the next 3 years if we were to just carry on how we were? Maybe not. You know, like so it's made us like quite fired up and to give back, if that makes sense.
And if we look at kind of, we've got some great friends around us back in the UK, but a lot of them they've kind of not left their hometown or kind of anything like that. We've now been all around the world. We've seen a lot in terms of what we're doing now. There's not many people that can say they've walked around Downing Street, met David Cameron in a pair of flip-flops. There's like things like that.
Gandhi was probably
that must have been quite an experience, meeting David Cameron in the flip-flops.
Yeah, it was indeed. And even when we get back, we've got we've been asked to do something for Princess Diana's charity. So we're now the youth ambassadors of that charity, and when we get back, we're actually meeting Prince William as well. So there's like lots of incredible things that are kind of happening. Through our hard work and kind of what we're trying to do.
We need to buy them as well, Amaya.
We do, we really
Hey, you're wearing the wrong shoes.
Exactly. You're wearing the wrong shoes.
You've got constantly good warm weather here. You should, you guys should be in flip-flops all the time.
We'll pay you a visit soon, and then we'll get it sorted, right, Amaya?
Definitely, definitely. Speaking about your travels and now where you've been, let's talk about what you've experienced and what are some of your favorite moments during the past 9 years or so.
I had a good couple of years in Australia. That was pretty good fun. And then when I was 18, I went around the world for a year as well on my own, and Rob did the same. We went to like literally everywhere: Thailand, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Singapore, Laos,
Bali, lots of places.
America.
Wow, it sounds exotic, doesn't it? Bali.
Yeah.
It does look exotic on all of the picture postcards I've seen.